Good morning, welcome to Resource Prepping. I'm your host, Greg. Thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel. Here in Ohio, it's been raining for days. I've taken that opportunity to do some inventory on my supplies, what I have, what I need, and what I would like. I would suggest you do the same if you can't be outside growing your own food. Hey, there are so many red flags popping up here in the United States. It is absolutely scary, friends, that we are so far down the Marxist road. There isn't protest in the street over just the latest announcement by this administration that they are teaming up with social media to censor your free speech, to censor your right to private conversations amongst one another about the plague here in the United States and its treatment for the plague. The government is now going to start monitoring your text. Facebook is going to start monitoring your posts, and if it is deemed wrong information, inadequate information, or misinformation, your post, your text will be removed, violating your First Amendment right, and you will receive a warning from social media and the government saying you are incorrect and you need to go to re-education camp and learn more about the plague and its treatment. They're also sending door-to-door people to pressure you to receive treatment for the plague if you haven't already, in violation of your privacy, in violation of your rights to your own health care. The Constitution, friends, to this administration is just a suggestion, and yet we do not see protests, outrageous throwing up of the arms saying you can't do this by any of our elected officials. You hear crickets, except for a few. The propagandist media is on the side of this, and so far this is adding up to where we don't want to be, a Marxist government, and we're heading there quickly. So when the government starts censoring your free speech like they are, openly, along with the propagandist news media and social media, we're already in trouble. Number two, BLM openly supports a communist suppression of free people, their speech, their freedoms, and they've openly said that in a text. So now that blows the lid off of who they really are and what they're about. They blame the United States for the people's situation, not the government. They didn't denounce the government, they denounced the United States. So now, if any one of you marches with BLM, if any of your corporations support BLM, they are openly supporting a Marxist organization that advocates suppression of free people. You already knew that, and if you didn't, you should have. Now you have a general in General Miley, top dog, openly defying a sitting president and President Trump, according to the Post and Times, in interviews that he did, where he openly disobeyed orders from President Trump regarding Afghanistan and other military issues. He openly advocated his subordinates to follow General Milley's orders on foreign policy. If this proves to be true, General Milley should face court-martial and be removed from office, as well as all his subordinates doing this. He does not have the constitutional authority to subvert a sitting president, whether it's Republican or Democrat, whether you like him or not. The military does not have that authority. They are there to obey civilian orders. And when you have a military that no longer obeys the civilian government, they are in collusion with a Marxist regime to stage a coup. You think about that. In Arizona, Maricopa County, we now have over 100,000 questions that need to be answered and the Maricopa County Commissioners, all Democrat, are defying the court and are defying the Senate subpoenas for information that would explain some of these questions and irregularities. This isn't just about 10 votes or 100 votes. Over 100,000 questions are being raised. And now Georgia and Michigan all have the same questions. And again, it is the Democrats that are defying the laws of the land, the Constitution, and the courts. Time of lawlessness, folks. I did a video on this. You should also look at South Africa. It is going to collapse and is in the midst of collapse. Double-digit unemployment, double-digit inflation, food shortages. If that doesn't motivate you to prep, I don't know what else it does. Food shortages, massive murder rates, and some of the more liberal, I would say, people are calling for suppression of white people and extermination. Every Marxist regime, every communist regime has to have a scapegoat. And when they name that scapegoat, they eliminate that scapegoat. It's true in China, Russia, Germany, Cuba. Everywhere it goes, you have to have a scapegoat. In South Africa, the whites will be that scapegoat, and they're calling for genocide against that. The next rung on the ladder, I did a video on that, is calling for elimination of Christian celebrations because they're white supremacists. Guess just what was announced. They're calling for suppression of Christian celebrations, festivals, because it's white supremacist. Again, folks, we are so far down this Marxist road it even scares me. We are not prepared for this. All these things are happening in the time of lawlessness, and nothing is happening. I am urging you to double your efforts in prepping, making your mind up that we will be on our own. There is no justice anymore. Get yourself right with God, get baptized, and get ready to hang on. Craig out.